Today, the top-ranked officer in the Navy will step down. The move will make the Navy the third U.S. military branch without a confirmed top officer, along with the Army and the Marines. So the Army, the Marines, and the Navy, no top officer. It's all because of a hold put in place on military promotions by one Republican senator, Tommy Tuberville of Alabama. Tuberville is trying to get the military to alter its policy on abortion. Joining us now, Deputy Pentagon Press Secretary Sabrina Singh. Sabrina, if you could talk about the consequences of what Senator Tuberville is doing, I would like you to start with military readiness, but perhaps also end with perhaps making the military an atmosphere that women would not want to be a part of.
Well, thanks, Mika, so much for having me today. This is unfortunately a historic and unprecedented day that the military is facing, with three heads of our military services with unconfirmed Senate leadership. As you mentioned, the Army, the Marine Corps, and today, unfortunately, a relinquishment of responsibility for our Navy. We've never seen this in history in the department. And so what does this mean for readiness? Well, in a time when we are facing the growing challenge of Russia and Europe and the rising threat of China, our pacing challenge, as the Secretary likes to call China, we need our Navy, we need our Senate-confirmed leaders now more than ever to ensure the safety and freedom of our skies, of our international passageways, and allowing free trade and commerce to be conducted all around the world. And so it's incredibly important to have these leaders in place, but also incredibly damaging when you don't, for our national security and for our readiness all around the world. Our leaders that are Senate confirmed interact with allies and our adversaries on a daily basis. And when you don't have them in their Senate confirmed positions, that sends a really clear message that I think China and Russia certainly enjoy sowing those seeds even more.
Sabrina Elise here. The crazy thing about this is Senator Tuberville could continue this indefinitely, if I'm understanding this correctly.
That's right. Unfortunately, we have no sign that Senator Tuberville is lifting his holds anytime soon. We have over 300 of our general and flag officers on the Senate floor waiting for confirmation right now. As you know, the Senate is in recess, and Senator Tuberville has said that he's not going to let up on these holds, which is frankly incredibly upsetting, because these are nonpartisan military officers who have enjoyed bipartisan support, not just in this administration, but through the Trump administration. General C.Q. Brown was confirmed 98-0 in the Trump administration. So these are officers that deserve the very best, deserve our military to be there for them, deserve the American people to be behind them, and they deserve Senate confirmation and frankly the stamp of approval from Senate leadership that we have confidence in you to protect our interests, to protect our allies here at home and abroad.
Morning, Sabrina. Jonathan Lemire. Tell us, if you will, you mentioned the big picture implications overseas, the rising threat of Russia, China, of course, but just at home, on military bases across the country right now, the impact of service members who are there each and every day trying to serve their country. What is the trickle-down effect, and how is this making their lives more difficult too?
Well, unfortunately, this has such an adverse effect for military families. Summer is the time when we conduct moves for military families, for spouses, for children all around the country and all around the world. It allows for our military children to get enrolled in schools, for our spouses to find new jobs, to find childcare for their children. And that is all put on hold right now. Again, we have over 300 officers in limbo. By the end of the year, we could have up to 650 officers. We are already hearing stories of parents who disenrolled their children from school and are now facing this hard decision of, do they move at their own expense to where their military spouse could be positioned and enroll their child in school, and hopefully the Senate confirmation goes through quickly? Or do they wait? Do they try and re-enroll their children where they are locally? And again, we're talking about moving costs. We all know how hard it is to move, but imagine doing that with a child that doesn't know what school they're going to be going to in the fall. So this has devastating consequences across our bases, across our military families, and right at home in Senator Tuberville's home in Alabama, Right now, we have the Missile Defense Agency with an acting director, a one-star general, that would usually be a three-star in command. So, you know, it's incredibly damaging, and we're seeing the effects right at home in Senator Tuberville's home state.
All right, Deputy Pentagon Press Secretary Sabrina Singh, thank you very much. We'd love to have you back. We want to stay really close to this story and all the different angles pertaining to it. Thank you.